Cleopatra and Achilles want to marry her too? What is with these marriages of two boys and a girl? Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddie if you're new here. Tonight I'm doing a very cozy evening in. I have the house to myself for like 6 hours. My boyfriend is volunteering at his old high school, helping with the robotics club. Super exciting, super fun stuff, but that means I have the house to myself. So I'm gonna fill it with as many cozy hobbies as I can. First up is going to be finishing my current read. I'm currently reading Blood of Hercules by Jasmine Mass on my Kindle. Here is the cover, and it's a beautiful cover, especially even on like the Kindle. I think in real life it's like yellow, not yellow, it's white and gold. So it's really pretty. But this book is absolutely incredible. I have loved it from start to finish. There is not a part of this book that I haven't enjoyed. I am on chapter 30 of 36, I believe. And my Kindle says I have 43 minutes left of this book, so under an hour until I'm done with this. And I am so excited. We just got to a major kind of plot twist, but I predicted it. One from the name of the book, Blood of Hercules. So this is like a Greek mythology retelling. Our main character, Alexis, we just found out that she is Hercules. They gender swapped, which I think is really interesting. And I love that. I've loved how they've folded that in. I didn't know that Hercules was the son of Hades and was the child of Hades and Persephone. That is who they're claiming Hercules' parents to be in this book. I don't know if that is just this book's adaptation or if that is like accurate to the myths. I'm not sure, but I love it. So we just found out that Hades is her dad and that she is chthonic. So she's like kind of the dark side of the gods, dark. But through this book, we've kind of come to realize, like, maybe being chthonic isn't really that bad. It's just kind of something they're born with, and they're not really as monstrous as the human population wants to believe, or as the rest of Olympia wants to make them out to be. So yeah, that was a big plot twist we just encountered. And then we also just found out that she's now married to two, you heard me right, two of the most badass men in the book. She's married to both of them somehow. So trying to figure that out. Hopefully they explain that a little more in the last, I think I only have like 40 pages of this book left. Yeah, in the last 40 pages. There's a lot of explaining Jasmine has to do in 40 pages, so I'm ready. I'm locked in, I'm loaded. So I'm gonna finish that. And then once I'm done with that, I am going to make myself some dinner. I have a very special meal that I make for myself whenever I have the house to myself, because it's not my boyfriend's favorite meal, and I'm not going to subject him to something he doesn't like to eat. So it also just makes it like special when I get to have it. Anyways, I'm going to do that, and then I also want to start a new craft on my brand new Cricut machine that my boyfriend got me for our anniversary. It is so sweet and it's so cute. I can't wait to show it to you guys. I'm hoping to make a Valentine garland. So I have this one that I really like, but I saw one on Pinterest and then I saw it again on TikTok, so it was like a sign that of this like heart garland that I want to make for my big living room door, like glass door window. So I'm hoping to start that. Lots on the agenda for the evening, and it's gonna be super fun and super exciting. So let's get started with finishing Blood of Hercules. Okay, so we just had the wedding with her, Augustus, and Chiron, and it gave me like the biggest ick of all time. I was like kind of vibing with Chiron. I was like, oh, I could see her and him being like enemies to lovers. I kind of like that. Never really liked Augustus. And after this wedding, I'm kind of like, what is happening? This is like totally against her will, non-consensual in any way, and not liking that. Not liking that at all right now, honestly. So hopefully they fix that. I'm so confused. There's 20 pages left in this book, and I am confused. Yeah, just confused. That wedding was bad. Like, not like the writing was bad, but that was just, I was watching that in real life, I would like have to watch it through like my fingers. That was just awkward. Anyways, let's keep going. Whoa, and now Patro and Achilles want to marry her too? What is with these marriages of 2 boys and a girl? Is that like mythologically accurate to the Greek myths? I don't know about that, but what is happening? I would rather her be with Achilles and Patro because I really like Patro, but because he like respects Alexis like a lot more than anyone else. But damn, what is happening? This is crazy. There's too many suitors for her at the moment, honestly. This poor girl just needs to recover. She needs to go to like therapy because she's had such a bad life. Holy cow. I finished it. Very unsatisfying ending, if I'm being honest, but definitely, wow, she has a lot of books. Definitely a good lead into her next one in this series called Bonds of Hercules. Luckily, my copy has a preview of that at the end, so I'm going to read that now because I'm just confused as where we left off. Like, very confused, honestly. They got married and did the whole like mating ceremony, which was pretty crazy. And then she just woke up in bed with them, and she says, like, the last thing she says is, there were consequences to marrying a monster. They'd begun for them. Like, she's saying, like, she's the monster now. And the whole book she's been saying they were the monsters. So, wow. A lot just happened in the end of that book. I went from, like, really excited for her and Charon to hopefully become enemies to lovers. And then, like, that all crashed down. Like, I want her away from these men. I'm not having it, honestly. They totally tricked her. They've admitted to tricking her into this marriage. Wow. Wow. Okay. So, one thing I'm confused about is someone recently told me that Charon, after reading Bonds of Hercules, so after reading the next book, Charon is like one of their all-time favorite book boyfriends. And so that's like really confusing for me at the moment. Because he's at the very dead last of my list right now, just above Augustus from this from this pair. So wow. I honestly haven't been that unsatisfied by an ending in a long time. Bummer. I was gonna rate this book like 5 stars. I was. And now I think I have to give it either 4 or 4.5 because of that ending. Probably 4. Because, like, up until the last 40 pages of this book, I could not put it down. Like, couldn't stop thinking about it. Loved every last word of it. And I still do. But the ending, brutal. I hope, okay, yeah. I'm definitely going to read the next book still. So, that's definitely not up for debate. I'm reading Bonds of Hercules next, so. Wow, okay, well, we finished it. So I'm going to read the sample of Bonds of Hercules. I think it's only like chapter 1 of Bonds of Hercules. Also, one thing I love about this book is it had these pretty little drawings on the chapters of like Greek goddess statues. It's cool. Anyways, I'm going to read this sample of Bonds of Hercules, the next book in the series, and then make my dinner. Okay, so I finished dinner and it was super tasty, and I did the dishes, so we're cleaned up and ready to go for the evening. And so now I get to sit down and start my Cricut project. I started putting the felt on the pad before I realized that I should probably like start filming. So I started without you guys, sorry. But I just want to show you my Cricut setup because it is such an amazing gift and I love it. So this is my Cricut Joy. She's so cutie. I love her. I named her Bibble and I printed a sticker. That was the first thing I cut on my Cricut, and she's just like the perfect size. So I have her here, and let me show you my setup. So I have her here, and I'll just like, oops, and I'll just flip her down, and then I'll feed in my felt, and it's so perfect. I have to cut the felt sheets in like halves, almost thirds, to fit on this little mat because she's just like a small Cricut. She's not like the full size. So I have to be like conscious of that. So it is probably going to take me a little longer than it took the girl in the video, but that's okay. So this might take me a little longer than I thought since I have to cut the felt in thirds, and I can probably only get like 2 hearts out of each cut, but it's really not going to take me that long. It's a very simple project. Anyways, let's get started on my garland. I'm so excited. They're going to be like felt hearts that I have stuffing to put in them, and then I'm going to sew them together, and they're going to say like Happy Valentine's Day, and I'm going to hang them up on my big door, and I'm so excited. So let's get going. Okay, I have all of my hearts cut out now. They're pink and red. They spell out Happy Valentine's Day. Well, not yet. They're going to. But I have all of the hearts cut out. There's 2 sides to each heart, so I had to do double the amount I needed because I had to sew them together. So now the next step would be cutting out all of the Happy Valentine's Day letters, sewing those on to the front side of the heart, and then sewing the 2 sides of the hearts together, and then threading a string through all of the hearts to make the garland. So I still have a significant amount of work left to do, but it's pretty late and I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna call it a night, and I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. I'm gonna pick this back up in the next couple days, so I hope to show you guys the finished product in my next little cozy night vlog next week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching if you made it this far. I hope you all had an amazing evening like I did, and I hope to see you guys at the next vlog.